It was 6 in the morning in a small house in a quiet town in the United States. Tom was still asleep. He did not wake up at 7, 8, 9, or even at 10 most days. Tom woke up around 11. His wife, Sarah, usually went to the store to buy bread and coffee for breakfast. Tom was a lucky man because Jake, the store owner, was a good friend and never asked him to pay for his food. But one morning, Jake woke up feeling angry. "I get up at 5 every morning to work," he said to himself, "but Tom lies in bed all morning, doing nothing. He doesn't work, and I give him free food. That's enough. If he wants more free food, he'll have to work and help me later." Later that morning, Sarah walked into the store at her usual time. "Tell your husband that I can't give him any more free food," Jake said. "I'm building an extra room at the back of my house. If he helps me carry some heavy wood from the yard, then he can have more food." "Oh no," said Tom when he heard what Jake said. "That wood is too heavy for me to move. How many times must I say? If God wants to give, he will give, and if he gives, he'll just drop it through the window. Please, no more talk about work. What about a nice cup of fresh coffee?" After that, he got dressed and left the house. Later that morning, Tom walked up the hill, happily watching the clouds in the sky. Suddenly, he heard loud shouts behind him. "Whoa! Whoa there!" Turning around, he saw a horse galloping toward him. A man was riding the horse and shouting, but the horse didn't stop. "Whoa!" the rider shouted again, but the horse didn't slow down. Now the horse was right in front of Tom. He jumped forward, grabbed the horse's reins, and made it stop. The rider was an old man with long gray hair. He got off the horse and said, "You don't run around all day like others do, but you are there when someone needs you. You are very kind." "Thank you," replied Tom, "but being like this is not hard. I try to sleep well, eat well, and not worry about things." "Well, today you really helped me," said the old man. "So I want to give you a gift from God." "A gift from God? I don't understand," said Tom. The old man explained, "When God gives a gift to someone, only that person can keep it. Follow me." Tom followed him, and they walked up the hill. There, the old man stopped and showed him a large rock. "Under that rock," he said, "are some leaves. Under the leaves are some chests. Inside the chests, you'll find the gift from God waiting for you." Tom went over to the rock, knelt down, and lifted it easily. Then he moved the leaves and saw 6 wooden chests. Slowly, he opened one of the chests. Inside, there were hundreds of silver coins. He opened a second chest, and then a third. All 6 chests were full of silver coins. Tom turned to thank him, but strangely he was gone. Tom picked up some coins and put them in his pocket. Then he closed all 6 chests, covered them with leaves again, and put the rock back in place. After all his work, he felt tired. He sat down under a tree and went to sleep. When Tom woke up, he was hungry. He remembered something about a horse, an old man, and some silver coins. Did it really happen? Or was it just a dream? He thought. But then he remembered something more important. Lunch. He started walking quickly down the hill to his house. Suddenly he heard a clinking noise. He put his hand in his pocket and found 6 silver coins. That evening, Sarah went back to the store. She put the coins in Jake's hands. "My husband sends you these. We need rice, chicken, bread, tomatoes, and coffee." Jake's mouth dropped open when he saw the silver coins. "How did Tom get so much money?" he asked. "Come to our house tomorrow morning after 11, Sarah said. "He'll tell you." The next morning, Jake heard the story. He wasn't really sure if it was true. "But Tom," he cried, "why didn't you bring all those chests home with you?" "They were too heavy," Tom explained. "I needed horses to carry them, and I have no horses. And my friend, how many times have I told you? If God wants to give, He will give, and when He gives, He'll drop it through the window." "I know," Jake said. "I have some horses. I'll come to your house tonight, and we'll go to the place together. My horses will carry all 6 chests. You can keep 3 of them and give the other 3 to me. We'll become rich together. Do you agree?" "All right," said Tom, feeling happy because Sarah was cooking a delicious chicken for dinner. Jake went back to his store, but he began to think, "Why must I share the silver with Tom? The horses are mine. Without them, Tom can do nothing. He won't know what to do with the money. He'll just eat and sleep as usual. But I know what to do with money. I'll build a bigger house." That night, at 11, Tom was asleep. "Husband," said Sarah, "wake up. It's already 11. And your friend hasn't come yet." "He's just late," said Tom, and he went back to sleep. An hour later, Sarah woke her husband again. "Husband, it's midnight, and I'm afraid that Jake has decided to keep all the silver for himself." "Midnight? It's too late to go anywhere now, wife. Go to sleep." After that, Tom and Sarah slept all night without waking up again. While they were asleep, Jake went up the hill with his horses and men. He told the men to move the rock and look under the leaves. They found the 6 chests. "Open them," Jake said. But when they opened them, they saw no silver coins inside, only dirt and stones. "My friend Tom is laughing at me. He thinks this is funny," Jake shouted. "Well, I know how to be funny too." He told his men to put the chests on the horse to carry them down the hill and leave all the dirt and stones in front of Tom's house. He did this and then went back home. The next morning, when Sarah woke up, she couldn't open the door or the window. "Husband, wake up," he said. "There's something outside our house, and we can't open the door or the window." Tom got out of bed and pushed the door. He couldn't open it, not even a little. He pushed the window, and at last it opened a crack. Lots of silver coins came through the crack and fell onto the floor. "Husband," Sarah said, "Jake did come last night." "Perhaps," replied Tom, "but all this work has made me hungry. What about a nice tortilla?" Later that morning, Jake's mouth dropped open for the second time in 2 days. Sarah came into the store and bought more food and new clothes for herself and Tom. She put 20 silver coins down in front of Jake. "What happened yesterday? We waited for you until midnight," she said. "I was worried when you didn't come. Then this morning it all came through the window. But surely you gave us more than half," said Jake. "It wasn't me," Jake said quickly. "Of course it was. Who else would leave all those silver coins outside our house?" There was silence. Then Jake said quietly, "Your husband always says that if God wants to give, He will give, and that when He gives, He'll push it in through the window."